koutou, greetings to all, and welcome to your December 2014 Tarot Astrology reading with me. Now obviously this is the last month of the year for 2014. It's also the birthday month for Sagittarius and for the beginning of Capricorn. And it's the last chance we all have to utilise the specific vibration of the year 2014. Now the number of that vibration is a 7. Sevens tend to be more of an internalising sort of a year where we often find ourselves, where we analyse, where we sometimes cocoon, where we try possibly to shed negative behaviours or patterns that could be preventing growth for us. It's a year that favours that work on self-improvement and even possibly operations or counselling or therapy or higher education for yourself. So as we are moving out of 2014 and slowly bringing in the new vibration of 2015, which is an 8. This is part of the changes we feel as a year ends and our new year begins. So they're powerful, the beginnings and endings of years, because they bring in this new vibration into the middle of your own personal cycle. So we often feel a lot of change and adjustment as the years come to an end and begin. Next year, 2015, is going to offer us the vibration of an 8. Now 8 is actually rather a magnificent vibration. It's like the cycle of life. It's that double circle, constantly spiraling, the ever-turning symbolic feeling of the cosmic meeting of life, spirituality and connectedness. It's a year that can bring in good health, wealth and abundance. It can be a time for new businesses, new homes, new jobs. People may find you attractive and you might just feel as though you have that extra support from the universe to guide you in the right direction for some positive vibrations. So all round, the 8 vibration is a slightly more outgoing and uplifting than the 7 vibration, which can be, as I said, very internalizing. So anyhow guys, that was just a little introduction for you for the rest of your tarot reading. We'll be doing 4 cards and we will have your higher vibrational energy card at the end. So let's get on to it. So Taurus, let's see what arrives for you then. Your first one is relationship and love, then home and personal, then finances and career, then health. Six of Swords, 8 of Wands, the Hanged Man and the King of Pentacles. Seem to be receiving a lot of court cards in the readings for everyone, which makes sense to me because often December is quite a social time for various reasons, not necessarily just religious, but there's often a lot of social functions and gatherings, and that brings to mind that people are in and around more in December possibly than other times of the year. So you've got a real mix here. You've got 1 sword, 1 wand, 1 pentacle and 1 major arcana card. Now if we start on the left with our relationship and love, we see the 6 of Swords. The Swords is often considered the cards where we deal with the intellect or the thought processes or communication. And also this particular card is often associated with travel, and it can mean literal travel. So there could be some sort of journey coming up for you in December for some of you Taurians, and this can sometimes even be across water. So bear in mind, of course, these are general readings, so it's not every single one of you, but some of you might be going on a trip. And sometimes that means you also take other people with you, because you can see in this particular card there are actually 3 people involved. Now another perspective of the card can be that you are moving out of any turbulent areas into calmer and smoother conditions. So if in your relationships, and remember this can be with anyone, it can be close relationships or working, family, love relationships, if you've had any particular sort of disparities or upsets or little glitches going on, you're sailing slightly more into smoother, calmer water as we come into December. And I'm feeling this a lot for all of the readings that I've done so far, that December seems to be offering us more harmony in our lives, and part of that is the fact that we know the planetary lineup that we've had for the last few years has been particularly difficult to work with. They've been really agitated planet lineups that have affected us as human beings on the planet. We're seeing those lineups slowly eke away a little bit and getting more positive planetary distribution coming in for each of us, and we're balanced a little bit more in harmony, and I think we're feeling it. We'll begin to feel it from December, and 2015 should lighten up a little bit at the personal levels anyhow. I certainly can't guarantee global peace or anything like that, because I think we still have a lot of big issues to work through. But your card there for the relationship and love indicates movement. We definitely see movement here, moving forward as in a positive phrase. So working through situations, coming to some sort of agreement about it. Possibly some of you may turn your back on something and choose to walk away as well. So you may have got to a point where you say, okay, I think it's probably better at this stage if I actually just move on and take a new direction. So definitely newness around you, change, new directions, new beginnings, making that choice yourself. So it's not as if someone else is making the choice, it's often you being the person in control of your future and your destiny and making that decision. That in itself is mighty powerful. You've taken whatever step needs to be to say this is the direction we're going in. So it feels as though you have a bit of control there for December. And if we come to our next card, the home and personal, we see these 8 wands, and they look like they're just boom, rushing into the picture. You can hardly help but notice them. They're making themselves very visible. And the wands, of course, are great creativity, inspiration, thought, newness, growth. Look at all the budding little leaves coming off them. And this is around your home and personal. So again, great ideas coming in, and action and activity and quickness and fast paced and change again. So 2 cards there with change around you, something that you're doing and decisions you're making is bringing about newness for you, especially for the first half of December. Even new people coming into your life, because these are often, you could almost associate these with little new energies of people rushing into your life. So if we just take a moment to look at these cards from a different perspective, we see them come shooting in, but they haven't landed. They look a little bit like arrows flying through the air. The action or the impetus is there. It has started to move, but it hasn't landed yet. So you may find things are not coming as quickly as you want around your home and personal life, because you could feel a bit like, oh, hurry up, get here. I'm waiting, and they are coming. You can see that. You have to have a little bit more patience just to make sure that everything that you are setting into action or waiting to come to you, you don't, over rush it and kill it on the way. So be prepared to be patient in December. And as I say, possibly this whole decision of moving away is a little bit about patience of decisions that you've made and the way that you're going. Patience would appear to be a message. And if we come to this card right here, the Hanged Man, he's often about taking time out, just allowing things to be gone into a slightly deeper perspective. He is a major arcana card, so this will be an area that you will be going to at a slightly deeper level. It will affect you at more of that soul level that we talk about. And this is for your finances and career. So your job and your finances in December look as though they have they'll be on your mind a little bit more. You'll be thinking about them to some degree, and you may feel that you are stuck in 1 or 2 areas here, and you may be thinking, how can I get to the other side? What is it I need to do to make the changes to create new growth or new financial opportunities to come in, or for my job to be more interesting, or for me to get that promotion? Or some of this is about going quite deep. going to your inner perspective and seeing where you can find the answers from within. But it does also signify that this isn't going to happen overnight. So there's some sort of time-related essence to this card and to this situation around you, or the situations to do with career and finances. You're not going to receive abundance straight away. It's about timing. And these two are sitting right next to each other, almost as if they're saying, don't give up, but don't expect it to happen overnight. It will be coming when the universe decides and when the timing is correct. It's a card to gain inner contemplation, if you like. It's that meditation state. It's that seeking answers from a higher place and asking for them. If we go to the final card here, the health card with the King of Pentacles, so we often think of him as an older man, a well-established man, and one of authority and structure, and already certified type thoughts and practices. So it could just be your normal type of routine doctor or philosophies that you currently follow that give you support in December. There aren't any necessarily major health concerns there, but if you are seeking to find answers, you will probably get them through the already currently understood and well-known methodologies of health, which I suppose if you live in the Western world, you'll probably find that through your GP, and perhaps if you live in the Eastern world or philosophies, you might find that through your local Reiki healer or your local acupuncturist or chiropractor. So whatever currently stands as being status quo for you in your health field is where you will probably find your answers. Tradition and ritual can be very comforting for you, so sticking to your routines and your patterns and your current systems you have in place could be beneficial for you. Patterns, there's something about patterns in the whole thing. It's the messages are there about taking the time, going within, meditating, rituals and patterns, so we see change in the first half of the month, and it's almost as if the second messages that are coming in are go back to your core belief systems and your core structures that will help you get through the moving of change and help you to be patient with your expectations of how and when they will occur. So your reading is quite cohesively joining together with pretty good messages about grounding and patience and movement, sort of a paradox of messages, but they cohese really, really well together. So Taurus, that's a nice reading. It's always lovely to embrace change in our life, because I feel that's when we move forward the most, just as this card is doing and just as these energies are, rocketing on in. So let's see what your higher vibrational energy card is going to be for the last one for 2014. Let's see what's going to arrive for you, Taurus. You have received Raphael Empathy. This is the green heart chakra energy coming to you right through into your heart, the middle of your chakra level. And I find it fascinating too that we are in December and we're so often associated with the gift of love and connection at the heart. It's about giving and tradition, if we think back to the religious traditions that a lot of people will follow, and this whole age-old Christmas feeling. We're not all necessarily Christians, but it's a time where there is more love in the air, and it's not all about romantic love, it's about the connection of love as a vibrational energy. And when we have empathy, that's the ability to be able to feel others' needs and wants, to empathize with them, and it's a great way of being supportive and nurturing to other people. And I see here too we have these beautiful red daisies in the flower, and they almost mimic the lily in the flower on your card. So we're talking definitely about base energy, that supportive lower chakra that comes in from the earth, that gives you strength and removes any fear or worry that you may have around things such as changes or moving forward or inability to make a decision. You gain the strength from the red chakra, and you can also make positive, assertive decisions from the love and the red chakra, and you can give empathy from both of them as well. So Taurus, that's a lovely, strong place to be when you give empathy. You become extremely powerful for other people to help them through, which is the gift of giving and the gift of love. So I wish you all the very best for December and into 2015 with your lovely gift of empathy and understanding and tolerance and giving. Kia kaha, much aroha.